Hey, what's up everybody? Nexel here. Today we're playing Honkai Star Rail, going to continue with our Trailblaze mission. One thing I did want to keep everyone up to date on is that between... When did I last stream? Sunday? Sunday and now? Did we stream Sunday Story on Sunday? Between then and now, I did end up deciding to be impulsive, and I did pull for a Fugue. I just think that these two banners back to back were incredibly good. One of them being for Mr. All Sunday, and their ability to basically bump up like your DPS's crit rate and crit damage, which is insane. And then if they summon, it like double beefs up the attacks because it also bumps up the summon, which is pretty insane. So honestly, Harmony units totally busted. They all have their uses. Even Bronya apparently has been making a comeback in Pure Fiction. So no matter what Harmony unit exists, they will always have a place in the meta, some way, shape, or form. So looking at all these, right, like Ron May, cracked. Bronya, cracked. Sparkle, cracked. Harmony MC, cracked. Sunday, cracked. They're all cracked. They're all really good. So I did pull for Sunday, which was good. And then, like, halfway through the banner, I was deciding if I should say for the Herta or if I should just pull for Fugue, because honestly, Fugue's kit is so good. So this is good here, too. So after ally breaks weakness, delays the action by 15%. With the exo toughness, it's going to be 30%. And then plus the, like, 25% inherent delay from breaking the enemy. That's, like, 80%, which is kind of crazy. And then... it's all good. I just know it's all good. Like, I should really do guides on this stuff so it'll help me, like, learn and memorize it better. But basically, being able to give, like, your team colorless breaking, even if it's, like, 15 or 50%, is really good. Because it means no matter who your DPS is, like, you're always going to be able to pierce through shield, basically. Not pierce through shield, but, like, pierce through the toughness bar. No matter what color they are. And honestly, that's so broken. We saw it broken with... Acheron, right? Acheron was one of the first units that was able to do, like, colorless breaking, which is so good. Is that here? Honestly, this is like Yu-Gi-Oh level walls of text. Reduces enemies' toughness regardless of weakness types. We saw that was cracked. And then with Fei Zhao, right? I think it's the ultimate, right? During this time, can't ignore weakness type to reduce target's toughness. Cracked. And then we also saw it cracked with, where is it? Firefly, because Firefly implants fire weakness, basically giving the same thing as like colorless breaking because Firefly's fire. So basically colorless breaking is insane. And the fact that Fugue gives it to, is it everyone, or is it just the unit that's buffed up? Well, first of all, the ultimate does ignore toughness, which is crazy. Where is it? Here it is. While Fugue is on the field and after allies attack weakness broken enemies converts... No, wait, that's a super break damage. Where is the other thing? Gotta be here somewhere. I forgot where it is. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The ally target with Foxy and Prayer increases the break effect, can also reduce toughness even when attacking enemies don't have corresponding weakness type, which is really good because odds are if you're playing Fugue, you might be playing them in like a hyper carry build. So honestly, that's really crazy. I think that Sunday and Fugue back to back was kind of unfair because they both are support type units and they both support their units very, very well. So did pull for Fugue. Still gonna pull for the Herta as the 8th Guardian of Light. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go back to our Lingsha DPS build, because that is what we are gonna play, because we need to play Sunday in Sunday's story. So we're gonna bring back Sunday.
How long has it been since we performed together? I missed this.
So just like my last stream, like, I really want to harp on the fact that why does it sound like Sunday's either always out of breath or they just, like, ate the best food of their life? You know, like that meme where it's like the baby and, like, they eat the food and they're just like... That's what it reminds me of. That's what Sunday's voice reminds me of. All right. So we've got our DPS. We've got these 2 units. So bumping up the DPS and the summon, even more damage. And then we don't need a sustain because we have a sustain. Really, I want to put Fugue here, but I can't put Fugue here because Fugue is level 1 and will get absolutely annihilated if an enemy so much as, like, breathes on them. So, instead we're just going to use Ranmei because Ranmei is never the wrong answer. I feel like almost no matter what team you build, Ranmei is never the wrong answer. Like, Ranmei buffs up every single team, it feels like, except maybe DOTs. But even with DOTs, like, you still bump up their speed, which is really good. Where is it? Where are you? Increase the speed by 10%? That's kind of cracked. If you have 160 speed, that's like 176 speed. That's really good. Gussie Gus, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Welcome to our continuance of Sunday's story. So, yeah, we're going to use Ranmei. This will be our team. Let me, edit my Lingsha really quick. Oh, we already have all the DPS stuff on them. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Do I have enough to bring this up to 15? I really should just do that because honestly, energy regens, it's too good. If it hits crit damage, this would be cracked. Do we have streamer luck today? No, this is the opposite of streamer luck. Flat defense is... It hit literally everything that I don't need on Sunday. Maybe I can give this to Hella. I don't know. I don't know too many units that need effect hit rate. Where's the other one? Where's the other energy regen rope that I have? All of this is useless too. Oh my gosh. DPS Lingsha is interesting. Don't see it too often. It is really interesting because, like, when you have DPS Lingsha, you basically don't need a healer, right? Lingsha basically acts as an erudition unit that's able to hit all enemies with the trade that the way I have her built is incredibly squishy at 941 defense. But it doesn't matter because as long as Sunday keeps bumping up Lingsha and Fuyuan anyways, I'm gonna keep healing. So basically, like, it's the Fu Xuan problem, right? Like, if I get hit by a massive attack, I'm basically obliterated, right? We get Exodiad right then and there. But so long as I'm able to survive with the smidgen of HP, there's also, like, the emergency healing, which is really good, too. What do we have here? Speed 2, defense, crit. Oh, it's because we have crit rate that hit 3 times, which is kind of crazy. All right, so we have crit rate. That bumps up, and then Sunday bumps it up too. All right, let's go. Actually, do we have a better... Do we have a better gauntlet? Hands. Just called hands. Okay. Ooh, crit damage 16.2 seems really good. At 9, did it roll into crit damage twice? That's kind of crazy. This rolled into crit damage twice? Once. This would be crazy if it rolls well. I have this problem where I keep saving all these pieces, like, oh yeah, I'll level them up someday, and then I just never have enough. Yo, if this rolls into speed, this is a 4-piece cracked Lingsha set. That would be insane in the membrane. Are you going to be pulling for any of the 3? The Herta. Easily. Hands down. No questions asked. I don't care if the Herta is just like Jingliu. In terms of, oh, are they going to fall off the map because they're DPS? I don't care. Because the reason I pulled for Jingliu is because they're basically Riku and Honkai Star Rail if Riku was basically a woman, and they have, like, the silver hair, they have the eye patch, they basically fell into the arms of darkness. So that's why I pulled for Jingliu. Right? And now I gotta pull for the Herta because for some reason Honkai Star Rail has this thing where all their ice characters are the ones that remind me of Kingdom Hearts. So now I gotta pull for the Herta. I don't care if they fall off. Clearly Acheron is an Emanator that hasn't fallen off, so I suspect that the Herta will always be good as long as Pure Fiction has that, like, grit value, whatever thing. Because they'll basically always be hitting 5 people, and then you could pair it with Mini Herta, which also hits all 5 characters, as long as you can implant, and then, like, yo, if you can give them, like, whatchamacallit, and then you put Fugue on that team, and then, like, the Herta now does colorless damage, or you can give it a mini Herta who might attack more often and then gives colorless damage. It's so good. Like, Fuke is just so good. I tried to save for the Herta, but I couldn't deny how good Fugue's kit is. And that's all I gotta say on it. But now I still gotta finish leveling up Mr. All Sunday here. So that we can help the Straw Hats find the One Piece. But realistically, I just have to level up the talent, so that way the crit rate is maxed out. And then we'll go from there. I'm gonna go for Robin because still don't have her on my account, and saving for Caceres. Yo, okay, I don't know much about Caceres. Hang on, let me look him up real quick. I'm kind of scared for this like Amphorius meta because like I think I'm gonna like a lot of the character designs. Okay, see, the thing that helps me pull, the thing that helps me decide if I want to pull, is how much do I like the character, right? Like, more than the meta. Because the meta is, like, tier 2 for me in terms of importance. Pulling for the characters I like is going to help me keep playing the game even when, like, it's going through a rough patch, which so far hasn't really been a problem. But, yeah, pulling for the characters I like is, like, top tier for me, right? Like, back when Linksha came out, everyone's like, oh, don't pull for Linksha if you have E6 Gallagher. And I was like, sure, why not? And now Linksha's, like, tier 0 across the board, right? MOC, Pure Fiction, Apocalyptic Shadow. Like, the fact that you can just keep healing, you have this extra thing that does follow-ups, like, dispels crowd control debuffs, like, so good. So good. So, but I didn't pull for Linksha because, like, I saw their easier, well, I sort of saw it, right? Like, I saw that Linksha could basically go on any team, and I thought that would, like, sub in for my, sustain unit. But, like, I pulled for Linksha because I like the idea of a healer that can do damage. Seems kind of cracked. Seems really good. I pulled for Mr. All Sunday because that one was meta purposes. I'm not even gonna lie. Pulled for Robin because Robin is this game's version of like an idol, and if you can see right behind me, I do have a bunch of K-pop stuff, so clearly the idol life is not new for me. Pulled for Ranmei because Ranmei is a scientist, and like I like their like kind of creepy outlook on life, right? Like seeing life like as an arbitrator kind of deal. Firefly, girlfriend material, not much to say there. Also, like, implanting fire weakness, super good, super good. We got Riku here. Acheron, because if you've played other MiHoYo games, you know that anyone with the purple hair is basically the staple child, and is going to receive a lot of benefits from the rest of the game, just inherently. Fei Zhao, because I needed a wind unit. This one was a meta level decision here. Sparkle, also a meta level decision with the SP saving. Fushuen, meta level decision with, like, the whole absorb shield thing. Zilo is just really cool at the beginning of the game. He was free. Nice. Aventurine, meta level decision. Luocha was a meta level decision. So, like, between all those characters, some of them were meta level decisions, and some of them were just because I like the character design. So the Herta is no exception to that, and I'm scared that Amphorius is going to have a lot of characters I'm going to want to pull for. But yeah, Robin, super good. Like, again, I pulled for Robin because I was like, ah, yes, the Honkai Star Rail idol, let's go for it. And now Robin's, like, super cracked. I need to get better at, the forecast. I need to get better at the forecast. I'll start creating content when I feel more confident in my ability to create the forecast, and then also, like, dedicate time to it. Herta is future for Pure Fiction. I agree. Julian, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Ready to stream some Sunday content? Caceres is dope. She has a dragon as her summon. I'm so excited for this summon meta, and again, that's why I pulled for Sunday. Ironically, Sunday as a Penacony character will just look super, well, maybe not super weird, right? Because he's got, like, the robes and all that stuff. He'd fit in. I could see it. Maybe that's why they gave him kind of, like, this white robe as part of his, like, costume, right? Maybe that's why it's, like, 50-50 too, because it kind of gives, like, it'll fit the Amphorius vibes, right? Because this is, like, Penacony Sunday. And then this is Amphorius Sunday, right? It's very business in the front and then party on the other side kind of deal. Alright, cool. Let's move on with our Sunday content. Again, our Linksha is ready to go in terms of DPS. I can't wait. Oh, I don't know if I want to pull for S0 or S1 Lingsha because bumping up break effect is just so good for Lingsha. Because it helps the outgoing healing and everything. It's tough. That's tough. That is tough. But yeah, the Herta is on the radar. It also helps I have 2, but the battle isn't over. Alright, let's go, y'all. Let's do what we set out to do today. Wait, we gotta... If we're gonna do Sunday story, we have to play a Sunday. It's like an unwritten rule. Alright, let's go. Let's talk to...
Misery and bliss. The same no matter where you go.
Alright, we need to pull Screwlum from the Virgin Universe stuff. Alright, here we go, y'all.
Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms? I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is likewise a downside to pursuing reason. I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the Garden of Recollection for your next destination. Could there be more to it? Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection's mirror. It's a pity we do not communicate much within the Society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence. I have never heard of Amphorius, however. That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic life forms are bound by. So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home? Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on? March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask him instead? He knows how to present things logically. Not now, of all times. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Ting-Yun for a while after separating from the rest. But then we ran into something weird.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall over laughing.
So that sort of try not to laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but he insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we got into this problem.
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. But once we did, we realized Miss Ting-Yoon ate the candy too, but she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew it, she multiplied into several Ting-Yoons right in front of us.
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory fragments to dissociate and become entities themselves. There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents from time to time in the sweet dream.
Mr. Yang? Who's this?
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful, or we would have been stopped by the Bloodhounds more than once on our way here. Help me remove my disguise. 1 week.
It's been a while, everyone.
You! What's going on?
Everyone, stay calm. I'll explain. I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest. But to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance of Sunday's.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Ting-Yoon. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss Ting-Yoon to her normal self.
That's not gonna be easy. You'll see what I mean, Mr. Yang. These Ting-Yoons aren't exactly easy to communicate with.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this story. Because this seems kind of like just a weird way of saying, let's bring Fugue back into the mix. But we'll see. Like, I was really hoping we just focus on Sunday and, like, his repenting story, but we'll see how this works out. No wonder you can't communicate with them. The game disabled the option. Of course you can't communicate with them. Worth a shot. I love this business model. Just show me the pizza and I shall eat it. Something tell...
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion? Oh, wait. Which Miss Ting-Yoon are you again?
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting-Yoon to come together to form the Ting-Yoon Merchant Guild. How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper. I know we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle liaison negotiations on our behalf.
I guess I can consider it. I hope everything goes smoothly for your guild. There. Now do you see what I mean, Mr. Yang?
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
Forget about it. How are you gonna clone your bat?
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be from the Xianzhou Alliance?
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she one of the few survivors?
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Looks like there's a lot more to this story.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fixing this problem?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Tingyuns here.
I never really noticed, but Sunday doesn't really open his eyes all the way, does he?
Oh, you're here again. So, what's your decision?
I'm still deliberating. I'm so highly sought after that it's only right I give it careful consideration.
Aha! I knew it! I always have an eye for talented people. No problem. Take your time. Oh, you're here again. Aha!
I was wondering if we could have different dialogue.
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal. But then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job at brightening up someone's day? That sounds like a good idea. If we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the gift, the better the recipient feels it. She makes a valid point, too.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Tingyuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon. We won't be able to get a word in.
So, what do you think, Sonny?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Oh, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl's book.
The problem with Miss Tingyun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Tingyuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay. You just made it sound a whole lot more complicated.
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to fix it. The only problem is that these Miss Tingyuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly speak with?
One that we can speak with? Oh, I think there is one. But it may take me a while to identify her. Looks like they still haven't decided on anything yet.
Well, if you ask me, take the people pleaser out of the picture, and they'll arrive at a conclusion in no time at all.
You're hoping for them to get into a fight, aren't you?
Loki, this is kind of creepy having these three Tingyuns staring. I wonder, if you change the character model, does it change the height that they're looking? Well, the answer is that. All right, let's keep going. I feel like the Tingyun we're looking for is that way.
Why do I feel like it's not gonna be a wise move to interrupt her?
Where's the sleepwalking one? Oh.
I'm walking in the street and what a weird dream.
Ugh, this Miss Ting Yoon looks like she's sleepwalking. Nope, not her. Huh? Ugh, yikes! She's scary. No, I won't be able to talk to her. Huh? You can't fly? Why? I can. I can fly. A long, long time ago, a big girl flew with me really high into the sky. I'll take you next time. Pinky promise? Should we get someone to watch over her?
Nah, I think she's perfectly fine on her own. The childlike innocence that adults have is a lot more resilient than you can imagine.
Even if that's true, it doesn't apply to her.
I have a feeling, is this the edge? Okay, yep, so it was in that little room. All right, let's move back here.
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Never mind, I guess it's once you speak to the other ones.
Become part of the family. Raise a glass and enjoy feasts fit for a king.
That was creepy.
Here's the Penacony News. Once again, another moment of peace has passed golden hour by.
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Found her! If I remember correctly, this Miss Ting Yoon's trait is...
It's nothing special, really.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to perform a tuning on you.
Before you start, you should know that we're keeping our eyes on you. If you even think about taking Miss Ting Yoon hostage...
It is not my intention to provoke you. Perhaps, as assurance, we can have my friend here perform the task in my stead. One week has a higher mastery of the harmony than I do.
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
There's no need for that. You're acting so... sincere. I'm actually surprised.
Are you all right with this, Miss Ting Yoon?
I go as the wind blows, so you may decide for me.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best, 1 week.
What the? Did any of you hear a voice just now?
A voice?
Never mind.
Look, it's working.
Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly?
Miss Ting Yoon, you're finally back! You may be small, but you're pretty amazing. Huh? What's wrong?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
What do you sense?
I should have let you handle it yourself. This girl is not as ordinary as she appears. I nearly died. Just now.
Don't be afraid. What is this place? No matter what you see, you only need to remember one thing. You're not alone. Who are you? And who am I? Is that where I came from? And where does this path lead?
This is like the hallway of creation, where it feels like whenever like creation of life is involved, they always bring us to this hallway. I think they brought us to this hallway for Ronmei's like Tazaroth bug thing. Then we were in this hallway again for Rappa's thing. Now we're here for Fugue's thing. Alright. But since they're letting us borrow a level 80 Tingyun, or Fugue, let's go ahead and make good use of it. Can we see character details? Okay, all good. We have to let curiosity always get the best of us.
This path is so dark. Yet it's strange. The farther I walk, the more at peace I feel. Could it be that this isn't the first time?
Alright, low-key, y'all. I was expecting a jump scare there for a minute. I almost jumped out of my chair.
This path is so dark. Yet it's strange. Could it be that this path
I'm
is
wondering
so
if this is like the type of
dark,
thing that punishes you
yet
for
it's
trying so many times.
strange.
Could it be that this path is so dark, yet it's strange?
I'm gonna give it 2 more
Could
times.
it be that this path
Because I feel like I've lived through enough video games for like,
Yet it's
you have to do it a
strange.
somewhat annoying amount of times until they give you the
Could
reward for it.
Be that this path is so dark, yet it's strange.
Okay, never mind. That's enough.
Could it be that this isn't the first time? That looks so familiar. Does she want to lead me somewhere?
The life support pod is ready. There were only minor issues.
That's great. Otherwise, that person from the Xianzhou might not be able to hold on much longer.
You're still trying. There's no precedent for saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager. Will it even work?
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it. But if she says it's possible, then it must be.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where I am? Can they not hear me? This girl is... Tingyun. What a familiar name. Do I know her?
Don't question it. Keep moving forward.
It's you again. Who's talking to me? This girl, Tingyun. These are...
These are wounds left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and cannot be removed.
the destruction? I don't understand. Please, who are you? And why won't you show yourself?
I can't go to you. All I can do is wait for you to finish walking this path.
You want me to go through here? Do I have to fight it?
There's no need for that. It's too dangerous, and you can't do it anyway. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it. Think of it as feeling your own scars.
My scars? Wait! Is this called coexisting?
Don't worry. As I said before, you're not alone.
Unite our goals.
You know, I thought about it during the cutscene. It might have been better if I replaced Robin with Harmony MC.
Harmony and unison. Be of your body and mind.
Heard the call. Trinity is before me.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Souls shall embrace. Stars echo.
I should have let Lingsha act first and then activate
Time to cleanse the filth.
Robin.
Let's seize this fine moment. Clouds scattered.
Allow me. The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Let's seize this fine moment. Dream vanished.
Be of your body and mind.
I'll overcome the thorns.
The truth burns clear. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Moment to doubt farewell. This mortal form. Watch over you.
This seems like
Guide you on your
overkill.
path.
Yeah. Pressing it all together.
Have we met?
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Time to cleanse the filth.
I've heard the call. Trinity is before me.
The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding.
No holding back. Unite our goals.
Please don't let Robin kill.
How can it be? Why are there still so many of them? The ones from before weren't defeated either?
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside these scars of the destruction. Or bring them with you when you return to the world here. These are your two choices.
Return to the world? What are you saying? Oh. No wonder those two ignored me. Am I just a wandering spirit now?
Close, but not quite.
So... I'm trapped between life and death? Existing in a limbo?
You can think of it that way.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal? I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me, Benefactor. But why are you telling me all this?
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this world or not.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing to help me make a choice.
That doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin with. You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also be pleased with that result.
How troublesome. But I suppose that's part of living.
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path. And only by walking this path will you break through the darkness and arrive at my side. Feeling more awake? Congratulations. You attained your very first victory in this tug of war. It's a good start.
This is...
Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. By all rights, you should not have survived. But someone didn't agree with that assessment, and it just so happens I was able to fulfill his request.
What about the other merchants?
I don't know.
Why me?
Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Ravager, who destroyed your body and spirit. Yet, you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself meant she needed time, so you were spared instant annihilation. There is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different. If you had truly died, I would have been powerless to do anything for you.
My body feels strange.
I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating pain. Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. As I said before, these wounds will stay with you for the rest of your life. To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. Or more specifically, your tail. You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately, the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity.
Regardless, I'm grateful to you for saving my life.
There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction. With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is clear.
Who?
Don't worry about it. You should sleep for a little longer. By the time you wake up, you won't remember any of these details. I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you seem to have some dependable friends with close ties to you. You should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about your past.
Are you all right?
Did I pass out? A little quick to the draw, aren't you?
The tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no ordinary woman.
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you anymore. Miss Tingyun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and left her on the verge of death. While she miraculously escaped with her life, her body suffered terrible injuries beyond all power to heal.
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences and managed to grant Miss Tingyun a shot at survival. After that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Tingyun back home. We made a stop at Penacony along the way, partly to allow her some time to convalesce.
I'm so sorry. I thought no one would be affected if I hid inside a dream. I didn't expect so many mishaps to happen.
That's all right. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink? I feel like I've been asleep for 10 years.
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
Soul glad again. I'm a local, you know.
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you for your assistance.
It was nothing. Now that the matter with Miss Tingyun is resolved, are we meeting your other two companions next?
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 Week is in poor condition, so let's wrap up your farewells first. I'll leave Miss Tingyun in your hands.
Huh? But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here. You're not coming with us?
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any decisions should you run into any difficulties.
Okay. We better hurry then. This is ridiculous! How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
Okay, so just like I was saying earlier in the stream, Ranmei is the best, and I'm starting to like really think the Genius Society in this game, like whenever it gets to their arc or whatever, is gonna be insane, absolutely bananas. But we'll have to wait to get there. For now,
This is ridiculous!
we've got Double Sunday here.
Keep bumping into colleagues.
Where are you planning to go next?
Could you give me some time to think about it?
Shall we keep going then? Did you forget already? Miss Tingyun is going back to the Alliance, so we're here to help her pick out souvenirs.
I'm not too familiar with this planet. I'm worried an unscrupulous cutthroat merchant will try to take advantage of me. Luckily, the people I want to buy these gifts for are friends you already know on the Xianzhou. So I'll be counting on both your stakeholder intuitions for recommendations.
As if a merchant could seriously take advantage of you.
No, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more left to go. But we've already lost a lot of time. So we'd better not drag our feet.
Can we just take a pause to talk about how rude this dude was? Literally walked in the middle of all 3 of us. Alright,
Where are you?
Could you give me some...
let's keep it going. Let's go to the mall. Today.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as
souvenirs for my friends back home. My 2 friends here are more familiar with the dreamscape and recommended your shop, so I'm here to take a look.
Why, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead, browse all you like.
First we have Lady Fu Xuan of the Divination Commission. What do you think best suits her?
Can you picture her driving? It looks cool, but it's probably not a good idea.
Lady Fu Xuan has such refined taste. The Xianzhou really has changed a lot in the time I've been asleep. Let's go with your suggestion. Next is General Jing Yuan.
Seriously?
Now that the Alliance has all of you there to help them, sending any elite fighters more would just be overkill.
That's not your decision to make.
That's the kind of treasure I've always yearned for. But the General's position won't allow him to accept such a gift. Come to Clock Studios theme park to learn more about the history of the Planet of Festivities. I think the General will like this gift. Finally, we have Lady Bailu of the Alchemy Commission. She loves excitement. That's a good idea. It might be commonplace, but it's still the specialty of Penacony. It would make for an ideal gift to bring home. That's all of them. Please wrap them up for me. Thanks to both your help, everything went smoother than I expected. And it looks like we still have some time to spare.
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store? You can find memory bubbles pretty much anywhere. But Penacony's dream bubbles are extraordinary. Even if we don't get them as gifts, we can keep them as souvenirs for ourselves.
A souvenir for myself? That's definitely an idea I can get behind. But there's one more thing I wish to do. Since this is our last stop, could I have a word with you two in private? Perhaps somewhere more secluded. I'd like to discuss a personal matter.
Everything you want, we have it all.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I tried to pick all the wrong answers to see what the dialogue we can get was.
This is a good...
Miss Ting Yoon? What's this about?
You've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days. I'm truly grateful and can't thank you enough. But there are some things I find difficult to forget. I feel it's only right that I tell you what's on my mind before we part ways. Do you two still remember what it was like when you first saw me?
How could we forget? He was so shocked. He was frozen in place when he shouted.
Exactly. And that's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange feeling in the days since I started traveling with you. When I asked for your names, I couldn't help but think that this first encounter was actually a long-awaited reunion for you. I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that Phantilia's disguise was so perfect, it was like another me tricking everyone.
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Phantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. you vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
But it was much earlier than that. That thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away, and I had no part in it. That's what I've been puzzled about, too. I never actually saw how Phantilia managed to disguise herself as me. What was your impression of that Tingyun, if you recall? That part is true. I'm always calculating when it comes to business, but never with people. So, what did she seem like to you? Oh, is that a compliment? I'm not sure if I'm deserving of that title. Was there anything particularly memorable?
Hey, no tattling!
Now the final question. In your eyes, am I just like the Tingyun you remember?
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real Tingyun. Why compare yourself to an imposter?
Miss March, you might have the wrong idea. I'm just feeling a mix of regret and relief.
Uh-huh.
As a merchant, staying well-informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated on the events of the Lawfu before I return. If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
We wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly. Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days, rather than merely disguising herself. I regret missing out on your Sanjo journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, played out exactly as if I'd been there. This leads me to consider another possibility. Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even. I will not be taken advantage of. I must take something back from her as well. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value is the bond I have with all of you. That thought has brought me great comfort. And now I know how to speak to you properly. We've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, but fear of Phantilia made me act like somebody else. And now, I will reclaim everything I have lost. And it should begin with a proper acknowledgement. Dear benefactors, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you. Looks like we're off to a good start. Moving forward, I'll definitely be trying more things like this from now on. And you, my dear benefactors, will be my source of courage.
Miss Tingyun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any risky decisions. It might overwhelm him.
We'll see. I just hope the Tingyun in your memories won't be tainted by Phantilia anymore. All right, no more questions. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Let's continue on our way.
I forgot to bring this up earlier, but in like the pod thing, they were talking about Ron May settling a debt with what sounded like Luocha. Right? The traveling merchant. Unless Luocha has like Luocha only has like merchant connections with Tingyun. Maybe. I don't know, but Luocha's abundance, right? And there was the whole like denizen of abundance thing. I'm so confused on this relationship. Something tells me there's more to Luocha than they let us know, though. Just a feeling.
A dream about eons? Welcome to the Dreamscape Sandstorm. Dr. Edward at your service.
We're looking for some dreams to give as gifts. Something exotic and preferably captivating.
Well, just a friendly reminder, being too picky won't help you find the best dreams. Just dampen your spirits ahead of time. That being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. Not too long ago, I procured a dream bubble that sounds perfectly. The story unfolds in the Shenzhou Alliance, where a young swordmaster strives to become the sword champion. However, his junior Foxian sword, who just turned 100, puts him in a tough spot.
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance. Feel free to pick a few for me.
I love customers like you. So easy to work with.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift for you, my benefactors. After troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Wow. That's really nice of you.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order. I suppose it's time to head back?
I like how they just took the picture from the light cone and just put it on a bubble.
A dream.
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting Yoon to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet. Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang will explain in detail when he gets back. Has the messenger from the Xianzhou arrived yet?
Long time no see, everyone.
Madame Yukong?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Tingyun, I'm here to take you home.
Madame Yukong. I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're alone here, may I ask you one more thing? Do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me? It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well take advantage of this situation.
Take advantage of the situation? What do you mean?
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia herself. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of surprise. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. If you wish to go home, I'll support you, no matter what others may say.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know. Are you choosing this because it's what you really want?
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Is that...
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me. As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madame Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child, That was her first experience with the sky.
Of course I remember. Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized, not just by the view, but by a realization. In this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us to explore. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses through me.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in the face of the gods.
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you? In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox, not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists helpless. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust, and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way. This journey has too many variables. So it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky sometimes.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include Miss Robin.
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving. No way.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal your true identity to her?
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfishness.
As you wish.
Shall we go then?
Let's go. Our journey can't begin if I can't take this first step. I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
My name is 1 Week. I'm a member of the Nightingale family.
You're too kind, Miss Robin. You must be very busy. What brings you here to Dream's Edge? Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really there. The glimmering lights we see are merely the images of stars from long ago. So, have we ever truly seen a real sky full of stars? No. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early to find a good seat. It's somewhere farther away. They say it's a farewell performance. The kind that's better to listen to from afar than watch it performed live. Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show begins? Still, these stars are unfamiliar to me. I don't recognize any of them, and it makes me feel uneasy. Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but now the hotel feels quieter than before. It makes me wonder what Penacony's future will be like. I just hope it will not negatively affect you, Miss Robin. Did the person you wanted to say them to leave? Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe he already knows what you wanted to say. If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you wish to encourage? There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun to a dream chaser. It's something that happens every day. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Especially after receiving a smile from you, Miss Robin. Are you saying that's not true? Failure may be a good thing for someone like that. Being able to reflect on one's actions is a valuable quality to have. Why is that? I hope so. The dream jigsaw. I see. I'll do my best. I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky.
Alright. Robin probably knows. The way that Sunday talks is so peculiar, I'm sure Robin knows.
It seems we've been blessed with good fortune today. Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. It's a habit for this profession. They hope to use these blessings as a foundation for the dreamscape.
Oh, Miss Robin! I'm a big fan. I don't get to attend every single one of your concerts, but I watch the recordings of each of them at least once. I love all of your songs. Oh, gosh, I wish I could tell the whole world about this.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
second jigsaw piece. Is this a pair of wings or a decoration made of feathers? We should keep looking. It's done. Have a look.
Soon, I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize. But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of our reunion.
That didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
It's enough. I only meant to stay quietly by her side for a bit. But why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those 2 notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence against her.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you want, but I can't? I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with regret.
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes. We only have one last stop. But before we leave, I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang. I'm curious. Why did you become a Nameless?
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, I'm even more convinced of this assessment. At this very moment, there are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay here. All for an old friend you never knew, and a notorious fugitive. To trailblaze means to forge ahead. Yet, you stop and spend precious time on people just passing by. All the while you believe this is the natural course of action?
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also made a similar choice.
And because of that, He bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if we leave the Express, some trailblazing paths will still continue. You can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual will have their own view of what it means to walk this path and will always try their best, no matter the situation. The goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every living being who exists under the stars. In my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities as the distant stars. The connections I gain on my journey are what is most precious to me. This is my way of the Trailblaze and the reason why I decided to stay here.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how you feel right now. I also know that a person will only be able to truly face themselves once they've decided to say goodbye to their past, the same way you're doing right here, right now. There was never a third person with us, was there?
I told you he'd find out.
I should have known nothing could escape your keen eyes. Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build up suspense. Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take our final bow in this farewell performance.
Hey, what's up, Yoshi? Welcome to the stream. You got your Genshin birthday cake? Good stuff. Oh, no, you're not interrupting. It was just a cutscene. I like to stay quiet during the cutscene so I can kind of, like, enjoy them, like, to the fullest. Also, if I was to, like, take these clips and then edit them to make, like, a movie, but I don't know. There's too many people doing that out right now. But yeah, it really stinks when, like, there's muted voices in these cutscenes, to be honest. So basically, I missed a little bit of the end there, so I'll have to watch it later, which is super convenient that I record it. So 1 week was never with us. Maybe? Because I guess, yeah, Sunday was just tricking everybody. So let's head back. I'm kind of curious to see if Robin's still there. And if we just get stopped by game mechanics. This is where Welt was. I wonder if that stays there permanently. Oh, Welt. Welt always knows.
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family grounds is still a bold move.
Don't worry, I won't take too much time. I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains from here, and believing it to be the morning star guiding me toward the land of the dreams. When I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family, I finally learned that the light was actually a Stellaron.
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my departure. I've always believed that a person's starting point should also be his last stop. Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands, stretching their arms into the emptiness. Much like how babies also stretch their arms into the air when they are first born. Humanity flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born, and once when they die. In order to flap my own wings and soar again. I will say goodbye, here, to the me of yesterday. I really hate this face. My expressions feel so dull and lifeless.
I see. That explains why something always felt off about your appearance. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony, it's been missing since the moment we reunited.
It's true that this ring was bestowed upon our people by the heavens. But that doesn't mean it can't be thrown away. While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely sever the halo from myself.
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being detected by the family. Another reason is to feel pain. A pain like falling from the sky with broken wings that can keep me awake. This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the harmony and the order and, for the first time in my life, enter the sweet dream as an ordinary person.
Is that also how Mr. 1 Week came into this world?
No. You wouldn't believe the real story even if he told you. He was born from an accident. One that you're actually quite familiar with. It was that try not to laugh challenge. Quite embarrassing, to be honest. I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that Pepeshi's trap. The prank that fragmented Miss Ting-Yun also divided my fragile self into two.
Are you saying that he's a part of you? That's quite surprising given that you two look nothing alike.
You could say he's another possibility of me. I too was once a child, with aspirations buried deep within. Over time, those childhood voices grew increasingly faint. Maybe if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exactly like him. What a pity, failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Ting-Yun. I will perform a tuning on myself and return to my complete form. And this also means that 1 week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the last stop. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears? No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating this possibility.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated. Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility, you've really changed. In the past, you wouldn't have tolerated any noise at all. I'm about to embark on an unknown journey where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises, much like today. You're not ready at all, are you? I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything. Don't flatter yourself. You can't control anything. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always bad. Meeting you has been a great help to me, and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself. I also feel grateful for the opportunity to tell you this in person. I truly dislike you. What? Are you sure you didn't mean the opposite? I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or openly share my dislike of a person. Or my fondness. I want to tell her that I love all her songs. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage, but you're the one who's trapped. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, there's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble, you'll break into pieces when you fall. But I won't become like you. I simply can't. I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still uphold my principles, such as decorum and stateliness. As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what I once doubted, or even opposed, becomes the force I must rely on in the future, then this time, my true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you. What is this? Leaving your fate entirely up to a coin flip? This isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being run over by the Express? Or were you possessed by that IPC gambler? Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for. The best way to achieve this is through personal experience. You see? I'm already starting to make changes. Whether it's us merging or one of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate, and see if I can embrace all that I detest. Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living, in their world. But what if you can't do it? Well, that's out of my hands. It will just prove that I'm still the same person. The person who always disappoints his sister.
That was deep. That was much more deep than I was hoping it would be. Also, it hit me halfway through that dialogue that the character's name was 1 week. Like, 1 week. Like, the biblical 7 days kind of thing. Like, the creation of the world kind of deal. So, here we go. Time to create the new world that is Sunday. And yeah, let's do it.
Falling is just another name for flying. That's why I rejoice at my broken wings. Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. Then, be born as a human and die as one. With my last breath, I'll join the weak in reaching my hands toward the sky. On the planet of festivities, whatever identities I once had, they no longer matter. It's not the gods who answer us, but ourselves from the future. I don't have much to say. But, as it's time to part ways, here's one last piece of advice. When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't explain them every time. Never mind. Maybe it's better for you not to joke at all. No objections from me. This is so annoying. How did I become so dull? Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself. There will always be people who are sad. Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. Should one desire to leave the stage for good,
One must first step back onto the stage!
as expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Alright, y'all, time for the self-battle. Let's do it.
Harmony and unity. Some value, I suppose. Existence is unity.
I heard the call. Serenity is before me.
Time to cleanse the children. Late. Doors echo. Allow me to purge the root bee of your body and mind.
Overcome the thorns.
The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding.
I doubt farewell. This mortal form. Watch over you and guide you on your path.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Time to cleanse the children.
Disorderly noise!
Echoes of the past. You need not fade away. Follow me to the stars.
This makes me think that Sunday is about to become a
All
trailblazer.
will be swept away by the
A
wind.
nameless.
The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Seek and you shall receive. Serenity is before me.
Allow me to purge the root of the bee of your body and mind. I hope for an end to strife in the world. Harmony and unity.
Disorderly noise!
Skill point management's getting kind of tough here.
I doubt farewell.
May the foul stench dissipate quickly. Time to cleanse the children.
Disorderly noise!
Time has come. Let it be revealed. Is it inevitable for me?
Everything in this world is bleeding. There's more to life.
Wisdom comes protection. Disorderly noise!
Be of your body and mind.
Serenity is before me. immortal form, watch over you and guide you on your path.
Time to cleanse the filter.
Disorderly noise!
The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding. It's okay. It's okay.
It's of no
Some
consequence.
value I
All things are part of the melody!
Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
Wait for good tidings. Disorderly noise!
Yeah. Right. Doors echo.
I'll overcome the thorns. I want to head down farewell.
May the foul stench dissipate. Be of your body and mind.
Eternal.
There's more to life. The truth. Everything in this world is bleeding.
Seek and you shall receive. The remedy is before me.
Allow me to purge the root of the problem. Yeah.
On this 8th day, I grant myself departure.
Well, how should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. One Week?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an end.
What are your plans after leaving Penacony?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron on Penacony.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron, and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival, and you've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved. Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacony is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site of the Harmony and inquire about the true will of the Great One. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending the weak hold up? Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express, or the most fearsome enemy.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony were driven by the same concern. After all this, the Harmony and the Preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive, and Penacony will become a public space in the cosmos. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad that Penacony needs it.
You and I both strive for a peaceful society, even if our reasons are different. And you've gone even further than I have. If not for our paths, perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown me mercy in front of the Dream Master. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. After all, you are one of my trailblazing goals.
About that, you've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, I have a request that I hope you'll consider. While I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true nameless, I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need, more than asceticism, is knowledge. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
So this is why I brought him here. Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express. Of course, I can't make that decision alone.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say whatever's on your mind.
Well, he's just traveling with us. Not an actual member of the Express crew yet. Your newbie status is untouchable.
Thank you all for your forgiveness. Perhaps I'll find the answer I'm looking for on this journey. And when that day comes, it'll be farewell. Until then, rest assured that I will do my best to fulfill my duty as your companion.
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time we get back on track and prepare for our next warp jump. Try?
No, we're still not quite there. Indeed. this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So, all-seeing presence, I ask you this. What is divinity?
Oof. Alright, y'all. Looks like we were able to wrap up the story here. Nice. I'm so close to having 4,000 of these, because once I get 4,000 of them, I'm gonna see if we keep rolling. If we keep rolling into Lushaka Twin Lanes, how many of them will be energy regen rope? Because I think out of all of the relics, like, these are kind of really defining. These ones that have energy regen rate and also can, like, beef up another team member, especially as, like, a support unit, like Sunday, even Pella. I wouldn't say Robin, because for Robin, Von Whack is actually really good. Right, because, like, I think about, and actually thinking about it some more too, just in terms of meta relevance, right? Lushaka Twin Lanes increases the energy regen rate by 5%, and energy is starting to sound really important in version 3.0. On top of that, if the wearer is not the first in the lineup, increases the attack of the first character by 12%, which might actually just play into true damage, because it sounds like true damage is, like, immune or ignores, like, buffs and debuffs, right? So that means you're just looking at just, like, the straight numbers, right? What is the attack? What is the defense? Calculate the number. No, like, crit damage, no crit rate, no, like, damage down, no, like, damage boost, whatever. So, maybe Lushaka is going to be more important in the future. But the reality is, it is a relic that you really do want a decent number of energy regen ropes on. Especially if it's going to move to more of a hyper carry meta, where, like, the first person in the lineup is going to be, like, it's better for them to be super buffed up. Oh, the Cosmos Fraction now. Oh, okay. That's the update that we get. Okay. So no longer Penacony. Okay. Alright, y'all. Well, with that being said, we finished up the quest. That means what we have to do next is going to be decorating our room. So that is what the next stream will be dedicated to, is decorating our room and hopefully being able to collect all this stuff. So we got a wallpaper, we've got the Fateful Crossing. So I think I don't level at max except for Moza. Okay. So yeah, free 4-star with selectables, always good. Getting the outfit set is going to be important too. And then, as always, self-modeling resin, always important. Limited time rewards. There's a self-modeling resin here, which is super important in 3.0. Tons of Stellar Jades, which can help me get the Herta a little bit easier. As well as the Celestial Celestial Sections, which will help me with my Sunday build. So I think I can start shifting my focus over to Fugue's trace materials. Actually, is there like a precursor mission I gotta do? There is. Okay. Woof. Lots of stuff to do. Look at this long list of stuff. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alright, y'all, but we have been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes today, so I am going to call it a stream here. Looking forward to seeing what teams I can build with Sunday in the future, and then with Fugue in terms of, like, break team, or just giving everyone, like, toughness, colorless breaking. So looking forward to all that, but that is a different stream for a different day. With that being said, that is the end of this stream. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. Next time I'll stream will probably be this weekend, and again, I'm trying to set myself up for good 2025 goals in terms of this channel, so I hope I will have y'all's support moving forward into what I hope is going to be a better year for this channel. Alright, with that being said, that's the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.